Welcome to the AG News Show. I'm your host, Roberto Alvarez-Galloso, serving you the special for Saturday, which we have one great singer whose name is Purplehearts. He is right here with us. Thanks for coming, and we're going to have you come in right now, if I could get you in. Okay, we're all ready. And we're also doing this program using solar energy and wind power. Purplehearts.
There we go.
For me.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Sorta. Oh, there you go.
I can hear you, but you can hear me.
Yep.
Great. Okay, thanks Tia Latina for coming in. The reason why I invited you here because I had the pleasure and honor of seeing your YouTube videos, especially the ones with the cartoon. I really love the one with the cartoon. And I'm going to say this, you're very creative. I love your music. I had to hear before I said yes to interviewing you, I had to hear everything and see everything. And at a time when creativity has been going very low, you've gone over. You really done a lot in the creativity. So I'm going to be asking.
Appreciate that.
So we're going to be bringing you some of the questions here. Okay. This is going to be based not only on what I have said that I want to discuss, but we're going to be discussing all of your videos.
Okay.
I have all the afternoon, and I'm right now using solar energy and wind power. No electricity right here where you're at. Okay.
Very nice.
How did you get started?
So back in 2015, I was in another band. That's how it goes when you're in music. You're in bands all the time. And we just recorded a full 10-song album. And right before the release, I got booted out of the band. They were like, screw him. We just had our problems, and they didn't want me in the band anymore. So I was like, okay, I'll leave. So my 26th birthday comes along, and I started my new YouTube channel that you saw, Purplehearts. And I started that back in 2015 on my birthday. And I didn't know what I wanted to do. I just knew I wanted to do music and do stuff that I liked hearing. And then I called up my producer that I am working with full time now, and I said, hey, I've got this demo. I'm not sure if it's any good. I've never even sang in the studio before. I wasn't a singer before this. I just, played guitar. And I said, I kind of want to try and sing and do the lyrics myself. I just don't know how I'm going to sound. Do you want to try something? And then I went in as like a test to see if it would be any good. And after the first song, I was like, oh yeah, this is what I want to do for sure. I love it. So now it's like 5 years later, and I'm here talking to you.
Yeah, regardless, even then you're still very creative, even from the beginning. And since we already talked about your past and your present, I want to bring up all the videos that you've been doing. I saw one video which is called Falling, and I loved it. The video was excellent, and the song itself was excellent. How did you get inspired to do Falling, and how was it working with Demi the Daredevil?
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate that. That song, a lot of these songs, like you were saying in our DMs, I don't have enough promo. A lot of these songs go unnoticed by a lot of people. I'm like, shit, how do I get more people to listen to the music? But when I wrote the song, I was in a weird place where I felt like I just kept, falling, quote unquote, falling down. And I was like, trying not to give up, but I'm like, it's getting so hard to just keep getting up after every single mistake and everything I mess up. And so I was sitting in the room late at night. The lights are on, and I turned them off. I was like, man, these lights are just bugging me. And I wanted the lights off. And that's where the line came, don't turn the light on because I'm not ready. And because I just like being in the dark a little bit more. And I written the song. It was like a demo. And then I went to my producer, recorded it. And that's what I called Demi. I was like, him and I have been good friends for years. I was like, dude, I've got this perfect song. And we've never collabed before that song. And I said, you should jump on this song. And then, yeah, he did his thing, and it sounded awesome. Unfortunately, he couldn't be in the video because he lives in Texas and I live here. So he didn't make it in the video, unfortunately. But next time, I'll definitely get him in there.
Okay,
I hope to work with him even more.
You said that Demi the Daredevil. Before I continue, I wanted to make I wanted to reply to Dia Latina that says he talks like my dad. Dia Latina, the reason why I'm yelling because I'm far away from the microphone, and I'm also Dia Latina experimenting with sounds mixed with solar power and wind power. So if I sound like I'm yelling, it's because the wind is sort of like perpetuating my voice. It's something I do a lot because I'm trying to save energy. I'm trying to do Green New Deal.
Yeah.
If I can do Green New Deal with this, I can do anything. After all, you're not too old to do a Green New Deal. Okay, but back to where we were. You said Demi the Daredevil was in Texas. Where are you right now?
Missouri.
Missouri. Beautiful place.
It's all right here. Yeah, I don't know if you know Springfield, Missouri at all, but that's where I'm at now.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I know some people from Missouri. Despite my name, I'm also a Midwesterner. I was from Ohio to Cuban parents, but I now live in Florida because
I mean, it's Florida.
I love it. I have family here and everything. But let's go back to what we talked about. I also saw another video, Not Sober. And the Not Sober was a great video also. And you worked with, let me make sure I got it right because you worked with Satoni Zoom. Satoni Zoom is the S with the $.
Yeah.
How's it working doing Not Sober with him?
I actually haven't released that video yet. The audio came out. You may have just listened to it. But that was actually I'd never heard of him before. And I've been, you know how it goes. You network with people, and after so long, you just start knowing more and more people, and then you got this base of people that you can work with. And I work with a guy in LA that does some of my videos, and I hit him up, and I was like, hey, I've got this song. I don't know if you know anybody that might want to be on it, but I've got a verse that I really want somebody on that would sound cool. And he texted me, I was like, hey, I've got this perfect guy, Satori Zoom. If you want to get him. He's blowing up in the underground right now, and I can get him. We're really good friends. I was like, okay, that's cool. And then, it kind of worked out, and then he did his part. And when you work with people that you've never worked with or don't know very well, you don't know how it's going to be. You're like, man, I really hope they do this song good. They didn't do good on it, but he did really well, and I was really happy with it. And I like him as an artist, too. So I'm happy that he was on my song, and we have a video for that dropping next week. So I did my parts here, and like I said, he's in California, so he filmed his parts out there, and we're going to combine the videos and just turn them into one video.
Great. Okay, there was another video that I saw. You work with Posty One. We work with Potty One on Bad Day, and I mean it. And the Bad Day, I saw two versions. One version was the version that. The version with the video, which like the skin, the bones thing, and what really caught my attention in Bad Day was the animation. I loved animation. In fact, I loved it. In fact, don't take it personally, but I sort of loved the animation more than I did the actual video because even though the video itself was great and really creative, the fact that you could do this animation with Bad Day, I saw it. It was sort of like sort of like going back to the 80s, but more retro in the 21st century. How were you able to do Bad Day in an animated form? How did you get it animated?
Yeah, so I didn't actually do that myself. I had released the song with no video, and I was just like, here's a song with no video. And maybe I didn't release it first. I can't remember. But
I remember seeing the video. I remember seeing the video, and you were in the video. And you were animated. Yeah. It was an animated version of you.
Right, yeah. Somebody hit me up and they were like, hey, I really love this song. And they sent me like a 3 or 4 second animation of some of the video. And they were like, look at this animation I made for 3 seconds. And I was like, dude, that's super cool. And we were like, discussing it. And I was like, you should do a whole video where, the whole thing is animated. And I didn't know if they would do it because it's hard to animate videos like that. I can't do it. I know it's really difficult, but they squeezed it out and it turned out really well, so I was happy. And that was my first cartoon type of video, animated video. It was awesome. So I'm happy that you got to check it out and you liked it.
No, I loved it. I love animation, but the type of animation I like is the ones like from the rock stars, the video stars, the whole bit, where they're more realistic. Of course, I like the one. Of course, I like the other ones that are like animation but fantasy. But the ones in which you have the real people that are animated figures, those are the ones those are the ones that got my attention. And this one, Bad Day, got my attention. And how is it you work with in Bad Day? And I mean it with Potty One. So how is it?
Oh, his name is Potion.
Potion.
Yep.
Potion. I didn't. Is that I couldn't see her. I couldn't see her because of the writing. So thanks.
Yeah, I got you.
Because remember.
No, Potion. Yeah.
Because remember, I'm not using lights. I'm trying to do solar energy.
There you go.
And I'm gonna do solar energy. In other words, while I'm interviewing, I'm not turning on any lights. That's why I didn't see the scripts or anything.
Yeah.
So.
But no, yeah, Potion is also actually in Texas too, where Demi is, and the I Mean It song that came along. I had flown down there, and I was like, hey, it was right when like the coronavirus stuff was happening, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like right around June actually, and nobody was doing anything, and I was just stuck at home, and he was stuck at home. So I said, hey, how about I fly down and we'll hang out for like a week and we'll write some new music and just hang out in person because we've never met in person. So I fly down, and one of our other friends that goes by Crazy, he comes over, and we're just hanging out, having a good time, smoking, chilling. And then I listened to this song. I was like, dude, we should drop this song right now. We should all just record our own parts over it and just drop it and then go outside and do a music video. So that song all came together in like 30 minutes. And then we went and filmed the music video for it. And it turned out pretty well. I was happy about it, yeah.
Great. Now I have some other videos that I also saw because I'm gonna be truthful. I saw every one of them yesterday.
That's crazy and awesome. Thank you.
It isn't crazy when you want to interview someone. You see all the videos, or at least half of them. But I saw all of your videos because, in my opinion, you're a genius. You're a genius, and many people are gonna be remembering you long when you are in history and long when I'm in history.
I sure hope so. I really appreciate it.
No,
thank you.
Both of us are gonna be remembered, but you're gonna be remembered much more. The next videos, I'm gonna put everything together here. You talked about coronavirus, yet you did a video called Coronavirus.
Yes.
How was that? And how was that? I'm not gonna say what inspired you or anything, but how did you do a video of coronavirus?
Yeah, so that was right when all the stuff started happening around February or March, and that song was a pretty metal song, and I've never done a song like that in my entire life, and I just had the idea. I was like, hey, my producer, he's always begging me, hey, you need to come in and do a metal song with me. We need to do a metal song. So I contacted him. I was like, hey, how about we do a metal song about coronavirus? It's like I could just be kind of stupid and act ridiculous on the song, and then it wasn't like a serious song, you know what I mean? But I kind of tried to make it sound good at least. So when people heard it, they were like, oh, okay, I can listen to this. It sounds like a real metal song. But it was kind of just a joke, like, haha. But I filmed that video, funny enough, on my cell phone in the woods and just edited it myself on Adobe and then released it because it wasn't like, that serious of a video. But I guess some people watched it, so that was cool. Well,
I didn't think of the video as a joke. I thought of it as one of the greatest metallic music of the 21st century, and I'm not joking.
Wow.
Look, I'm 58. I'm gonna be 59 next year. It's called been there, done that, and seen it. I've seen all the metal, and for the metal in the 21st century, it's a great metallic music. In addition to being a great metallic music, you got coronavirus. Maybe you might have recorded it as a joke, but you've actually given it what it is, the truth, the painful truth.
Yeah.
In other words, you can't sugarcoat it or make it a joke. The fact that coronavirus is here and is staying, even though I don't know the other things we're gonna be having, but since it's gonna be staying for a long time, you gave it what it is supposed to be, the forest, the metallic part, the whole bit.
Yep.
The whole bit. You're doing great. Black Dolly, I'm not fake, and nor is Purplehearts. We're all cool here, and you're also cool too.
No, yeah.
So
She's calling me fake Blink 182. It's funny.
But
that's what they do, yeah.
Okay, don't worry, Black Dolly. You're good. But
She's good, yeah.
but Purplehearts is a genius, especially when you did Coronavirus, and nobody wanted to touch it.
Yeah, nobody wanted to do something like that, and I was like, I'll do it. I don't care.
You did it, and it was great. Okay, the next videos I saw was Mistake, Carry On, Love and War. I loved it. How were you able to do Mistakes, Carry On, and Love and War?
I'll start with Love and War because that was my very first video as Purplehearts, and I've never even done a music video, honest to God. Before that video, I had never done a video, never done a song, never sang in the studio, and that was all first me for everything. So I was really excited. I worked with a guy that was really good, that worked with my other friend's band, and he was like, yeah, this guy's good, you can work with him. And it turned out awesome, and the girl that was in it was really cool, and I was nervous. Like when you have a camera staring right at your face and you're supposed to be doing certain things, it's just like, I feel kind of awkward. But now it's, second nature, but then it was just like super awkward. I'm singing in front of a camera with no song. It's weird. And so that was really fun. That was my first video though. And then Carry On, that was just a out of the nowhere song, or out of the nowhere video. When I was writing the song, I was just thinking about it, like what kind of song would be playing at like a high school prom if it was like a slow song and people were dancing. So I tried to write it in a way where I was still kind of in high school and stuff like that. So when people listen to it, they can be nostalgic, when they listen to it and think, oh yeah, I remember when I was 18 in high school or whatever. And my friend heard the song and he was like, dude, we should just do a quick video where I have a camera over you and then we're like spinning the whole time. And I was like, that sounds like a pretty good idea. And then funny enough, that song ended up being my most popular song on that EP that I released it on. And I didn't even expect it. It was like one of those songs where I'm like, oh, a few people will listen to it, whatever. But then a lot more people listened to it than I expected. And they loved it. And then Mistakes, that was a recent release. And I was working on this video or a movie. My friend was shooting a movie. And he was like, hey, if you be in this movie, I'll shoot a video for you for absolutely free, just to call it even. And I was like, all right, that sounds like a great idea to me. So he was like, he heard the song, and it was like, we should just shoot this in front of a green screen. And I was like, dude, that sounds like a great idea. So we'll just play in front of a green screen, and then you'll just edit some stuff in the background, and then it'll just be a fun time. Bring back a little bit of the 90s vibes, because it's like a rock song, and wanted some of those weird vibes going on in the background. So that was a really fun video, and it's just a fun song. Just like really poppy and really rock. And just, it reminds me of the early 2000s music I was listening to. Sum 41, Good Charlotte, those kind of bands.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
And, yeah. I've
heard of them. And last but not least, there was one other really, really great video that I loved. Hell of a Week.
Oh, yes. Honestly, that song, I haven't released a song in months before that song. And I was just preparing to release a lot at the same time because with the internet, people's attention spans, it's so small. They can't stay on anything for that long.
Yeah.
So even if you release a song right now, in 2 weeks, these people are going to be like, so when's new music coming out? And it's like, it's so hard to just pump out music when you're not on a record label and you don't have a real budget. And this year I wanted to take it a little bit more seriously and say, okay, I'm going to take my time and record as many songs as absolutely possible, like 20 songs. And then I'll record videos for as many of them as possible, and then I'll start releasing them in increments, like 2 weeks here, 2 weeks there, 3 weeks here, just to keep the music coming. And Hell of a Week, I had written out of nowhere. I just, wrote it, and I hit my producer up. I went in the next day, and I loved the song so much, I was like, this has to be the song I release next. And I haven't released songs in months, mind you, so this song, being my first release in months, was like one of those things where I was so excited I couldn't hold it in anymore. I was like, I have to drop this right now. And then I texted my video guy, I was like, hey, I got some woods over here. If you want to go walk around in the woods a little bit and film some fall videos, because the colors, the yellows and the reds are all starting to pop out of the trees, and the Midwest is filled with trees and leaves.
Those are good. Those are good sceneries for metallic rock music, and also for these types of songs like "Hell of a Week."
Yeah, definitely. So I was like, let's just go in the woods and do something like pretty emo, and just like I'm walking in the woods, having a conversation with myself after having a bad week. And so I was really excited about that. And now I have about 15 songs that are going to start dropping in the next year. They're going to keep coming out and keep coming out.
Great. Who are your musical idols? And what did you learn from them to get inspired to do Purple Hearts?
Right. One very particular person is Tom DeLonge, like Black Dolly was saying earlier. When I was 14, I heard on Fuse TV a band called Angels and Airwaves, and it was so they were Angels and Airwaves on Fuse TV, and their first video ever in 2004 or 5 or 6 had dropped, called The Adventure. And when I heard it, I was like a new guitar player. I wasn't very good, just learning. And I heard that song, and I was like, oh my God, that is the best song I've ever heard. And it sounded so different than all these other bands. It sounded like you were floating in space or something, and it was just like space rock, like alien rock or something. I don't know. I was like, this sounds so awesome. I want to do that. I pointed at the TV. I was like, I want to do that. So I tried to rip them off. For years, I'm like, how do I sound like Tom, and how do I sound like Angels and Airwaves? And I would watch their documentaries, and one of the things that he said stuck with me so hard. And he was like, it doesn't matter how long it takes you to do something, just keep doing it. He's like, it doesn't matter if it takes you a year or 2 years or 10 years, keep doing it and keep striving for that goal and just do it and make it happen. And now here we are. I'm 31, and I started playing guitar when I was 14, and I'm just now finding myself actually able to write music the way I want, and I'm doing stuff that I like doing. And so, he was right. It was like, everybody expects it to be right now. I want to be rich now. I want to be famous now. I want a big house now. I want a car now. But they're not looking at the bigger picture, not working towards it every single day. And that's what I try and do every day. It's wake up. I show up as Purple Hearts. I put the look on. I am me. I write music all day. I just am Purple Hearts at this point, So that's what I do.
And you're doing a great job. You've gone over the masters of Tom DeLonge and everything. You've gone all. I saw them in the beginning of the 21st century, and they were great. But you've gone over there. You've gone more. You've gotten better. You've evolved, and that's what you have to be doing in music. Many people come into the music field. They want a quick fix. You can't have a quick fix. You can't have anything instant, because the moment you have something instant, 3 things happen. Either of all the 3 things, you're going to have one common denominator. You're going to go down. You'll either have a one-hit wonder, and then you cannot do anything else, and then you're out. Another thing is in the desperation, you write some music, write some melodies, and then you could get discredited because someone else wrote the melody and you didn't know about it. And the third one is in your desire to get rich and have the house and have everything, you forget the music and then forget the words.
Exactly, and people want all that stuff, but yeah, they don't want music. When I first started, I could have been spending money on clothes and tattoos and new stuff to look cool, but I was spending all my time and money actually writing music and putting out new videos, because now, like when I wrote Love and War, now I have such a different outlook on music, on how to write music. I'm more comfortable with writing music, and I'm cool with trying new stuff. And I know that just because my video didn't get 1 million views today doesn't mean it's not going to get 1 million views in the lifetime of it, or that it won't pop off one day. Actually, funny story, real quick. I'll Be Just Fine. I don't know if you come across that song, but I'll Be Just Fine. I was in Florida, funny enough, down in Destin. I was on a business trip, and I was down there for about 3 weeks. I was dealing with some stuff, and I wrote this song called I'll Be Just Fine, super personal, and I was in love with it. And I was like, this song is going to be it. And when it first came out, it was good. People liked it. But about 6 months after it came out, after like the promo had died off and I was on to new stuff and people had moved on, I had a YouTuber comment and was like, "Hey, I love this. I would love to post about it on my channel." I didn't even think twice of it. I was like, "Okay, yeah, sure, whatever. I don't know you. Do your thing." Because, the more people listening, I don't care. So you can do whatever you want with it. Just, push it. And I woke up one day a few months later and I had a bunch of new views, a bunch of new comments, a bunch of people were like, "Holy crap, I love this. Thank you so much for putting this out." Our friend, our YouTuber, shouted this out, and we came here from his channel because he told us to come over here and check it out, and now we love it. I'm like, what the heck? That's crazy. And I got like 5,000 views in like a day from it. And I was like, what the heck? And then this song came out 2 years ago, and just a week, 2-3 weeks ago, Spotify had put it on their Discover Weekly. So a lot of new people started listening out of nowhere. No idea how, no idea why. They just started listening because Spotify started pushing it to new people. And so that song, yeah, like you said, I didn't need a quick, I need 1 million views now. 2 years later, it's still giving me success and bringing new people on board to Purplehearts. And Potion, he found me on YouTube from that song. It was like, "Hey, I came across this song named I'll Be Just Fine. I love it. I think we should work together." I was like, "Yeah, let's do it, man."
Yeah.
So, yeah.
The way I see it is that many times you record videos. I'm a YouTuber myself. I've been in YouTube for what? Let me see. 2011, 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
And my blog, I've been in my blog for about what, 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
And we never had it. It was never easy. I didn't go in for the numbers. I went in because I wanted to get people promoted. I also do sports on the side and also do personal opinions. But I wanted to get the musician promoted because nobody was getting promoted. You had the big people, but you didn't promote the little people. And I recorded many videos that at the time I myself couldn't see it because it was like, ugh. And later on, they're now like really big things in the Spanish-speaking world.
Mm-hmm.
And I started picking up when I started doing my soccer videos in restaurants and hotels.
Right.
And I didn't look for the numbers. And the thing is, you should not be no musician and no YouTube creator should be looking for the numbers. They should be looking for the creativity. I myself, in the beginning of 2020, my YouTube numbers were low. So was my Instagram numbers. I was at a wit's end. So what did I do? When coronavirus hit, I managed, without knowing it, I managed to get a windfall with the coronavirus. My YouTube my YouTube likes and followers and subscribers went from 200 to almost 600. And the same thing is happening in Instagram. And it's not because we're doing something, it's because we've been practicing and we've been practicing our trade, and you've been practicing it too. Your videos, right now, many people are looking at your videos, but they're going to be classics at the end of the 21st century. I'm seeing at the end of the 21st century. Maybe you'll be 110 or whatever, but your videos are going to be very big classics when the year 2200, when the year 2200 hits, or the year 2100 hits, you'll be there. You're going to survive. You'll be alive in 2100. You'll probably be 110 or whatever, but your videos are going to be classics. And in 2200, 2300, many people are going to talk about Purplehearts like they already talked about Da Vinci and Goya.
That would be nuts.
Which, before I finish up, I do have 2 other questions. Where can we find Purplehearts material?
The best place for me is Spotify. That helps me get out there to new people because Spotify is the biggest music streaming service out there right now. And they don't care about your money. They don't care about who knows you or doesn't know you. They care about, will people like this music? So if you want to find me on Spotify, you can find me on Spotify. All lowercase, all one word, Purplehearts. And YouTube, I've got all my music videos there. I also post audio there because I know some people don't have Spotify and they just want to listen to my audio. So I post all my audio and my music videos on YouTube with a couple vlogs here and there. And then I'm on SoundCloud as well, soundcloud.com/PurpleHeartsOfficial. And where else? Amazon. I mean, I think most of the random spots, Apple Music and stuff. But Spotify and YouTube are key because those are my music videos, which I really love, and my Spotify.
Great. I do want to thank you for coming here and having a chat with the AG News Show. For me, it's a big pleasure and honor to have talked with one of the geniuses of 21st century rock music, which is Purplehearts.
Hey, I really appreciate you having me on. A lot of people aren't asking me to be on interviews, so it means a lot when people do. So thank you so much for having me on. You're a great interviewer.
But before I leave, I don't leave without a surprise. You had a caricature in Bad Days, which I loved. I too have a caricature. This caricature, not that I'm praising myself, but this is a caricature of myself. This was done by one of the greatest Cuban cartoonists in Cuba right now. His name is Reynold de Cuba. Federal law says that I have to reveal my sources. He is my first cousin. I have yet to visit Cuba, but that's another issue. But I do know that he is, but his caricatures they're out of this world too. And he does a lot of his caricatures in Habana Colonial Havana. And he's done everybody, stars, singers, princes, presidents, dictators, no dictators. You name it, he has done it. He has yet to do caricatures with the videos, but he does the caricatures on drawings. I'll gladly give you his name in Facebook, because this he did for me, and this is the symbol of our show. So I just wanted to thank you from the bottom of my heart for you coming here. And,
yeah, thank you.
And for me, it has been a pleasure and an honor. I hope I was able to read through all of these notes. Even though, gracias Black Dolly, gracias. Even though I'm trying to do solar energy, which means I already passed that solar energy test. That's
fantastic.
I passed the Green New Deal.
There you go.
Now I can talk.
Just because it's not a Green New Deal doesn't mean you can't Green New Deal your own house.
Oh no, I just actually I don't have it in my house. I had Green New Deal in my office.
There you go.
AOC would be very proud of me.
Yeah, she would.
I hope she's seeing me. But I wish you the best.
She might.
I wish you all the best. And keep pumping the music.
Absolutely, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Your best wishes. This is going to be going on YouTube. While I have the Green New Deal. See ya.
Yeah, just send me the link over. Thank you.
I'm going to be sending you the link.
Yep.
Bye.